Hey, good morning. This is me in my domicile. I'm thinking about maybe making more of an extended one of these YouTube videos for anything for counter surveillance so that you can see what a typical day is like for me enduring all this Satanism. Voice of God via fog, Satanism. 15 years of satanic repeaters and suggesters. It's malforming. It gives me retarded views and worldviews. And I may be a smart idea for me to study a book on black magic, because that's what they're using against us with this tech. One of the more, unfortunately, tried and true methods for successful brainwashing is repetition. And I've had satanic repeaters used by this criminal gang that like stole me from another criminal gang or something, of these gang stalkers who feel like there's no repercussions for their Satanism, and for all I really know, they're right. Satanic repeaters, they wanted me to get angry and blame Jews. That was a long-term satanic repeater, and in this moment I can't recall any off the top of my head, but it's stuff like that: divide and conquer, crude tactics, and deep state attacks, boilerplate, misleading. Like the thing about this surveillance system and how it's much more torturous and destructive and lethal than anything that they had in Nazi Germany or the former USSR during community policing, which literally tore their country apart, both of them. I have a couple of different layers of shit that's going on with me that I'm better able to understand from listening to like Kevin Christian from Atlanta. I'm going to grab some coffee and maybe make this a long live video. Like they, through R&M machines, gang stalkers are passed out catatonic in other locations, and then my life experience is getting beamed directly into their heads. So they're like living as me. And at the same time, some of the information they've given me is that through the juice systems or the R&M, they're given pleasure. I've heard this from other TI explaining how it works. They're given pleasure for torturing me, like some kind of serotonin or dopamine jolt from the tech. So the incentive is to torture TIs more. And that's been my life. I think they've said like in 2013, possibly, this group of gang stalkers stole my remote neural monitoring from another group of gang stalkers that started in 2004. I was in my graduate dorm at the U of O. I had just gotten off the State Board of Higher Education. Former student body president in Portland State as a write-in. It was such an unusual election. Showed up in Newsweek. Anyways, Bloody Genius cunt face goon saw me coming. Fucking talented and gifted as a kid for reading comprehension and cognitive thinking, testing out in the 1% around the globe in particular areas. Anyways, 15 years ago, NSA acknowledgement of surveillance on my computer, gang stalking during the Bush election, most likely home break-ins, and then the voices started. These electromagnetic form perpetrators or perpetrators in other locations who got my remote neural monitoring started torturing me on Moss Street down by where they have the new basketball arena, the graduate dorms, where the old bread factory used to be, in the fine city of Eugene. And my torture has never stopped. I happened to be initially working a little bit with the psychiatric community. And on the way out, a former Navy man who went into psychiatry at the U of O, the student center, on the way out, I remember him asking me when all the shit started going down and I started hearing voices. He's like, "Do you believe in God?" And I'm like, "No, not." Started lying. Like, "I don't believe in God. What are you talking about?" and I still don't believe in God because this is voice of God or VOG. It's false. Very coercive, persistent. I mean, they will give you satanic repeaters for 3 years to try and get you to hate like Jewish people, or crude divide and conquer shit that was used on me, tried to pit me against as a Nomo with genetic familiarity. It tried to pit me against the Mormons. They were showing up as electromagnetic form gang stalkers, specifically as Irish people to start shit with me. Like, do you see the redness in the beard? Like, getting 2 Irishmen to fight. Shit like that. Anyways, I'm gonna get some coffee. This may be a long video. This is me in all my man glory. Some of my favorite times to be awake. It's like not even 6 a.m. on the West Coast. Fantastic. Oh yeah, like every morning I get up. Satanic repeaters and suggesters right in my bardo, like Kevin Christian's talking about. Like, they just can't wait until we wake up. And normal dream state stuff, they are like, while I'm asleep, they're aware of what they're projecting into my head. I don't remember dreaming much at all at night, but the brain-computer interface dream manipulation with this tech that's enabled, that Philip Walker disclosed. His website got destroyed, but a lot of it was recovered. That shit's happening to me too. So these are hardened criminals. Like, people are at their homes on R&M machines, torturing me remotely through the tech. And they've used so many satanic repeaters and suggesters. In 2016, I actually I attempted to take my life. I almost died of false hope. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to, it's not true. And some of the stuff, particularly these psychological operations, it should be out there for people to understand. And then over these last 3 years of psychological operations, like, I guess a lot of them were communicating telepathically, and that may have been why they used such few words. They fit the criteria for satanic repeaters and suggesters, and data from the criminal surveillance. But I was screaming at them, like, stop with the diseased language and stuff like that. But what I'm learning, having survived maybe some 3 years later after initially becoming an aware TI and having like a swarm of gangs attack me in Portland all at the same time, satanic repeaters and suggesters for 14 years. Sorry, I'm losing a little bit my train of thought. Satanic topping with the voice of God, and then intersecting with the television. And it's all Satanism. Satanic misdirection. So a satanic top is anything with my R&M, in and out, an electromagnetic form gang stalker, any person, alien, anything that ever says it's my God is a satanic top. And what we're enduring right now is a satanic top, misdirect, mimic, nano thief, controlled opposition, low life, EMF perpetrator, not dissimilar to the group of 10 young kids in Kevin Christian's neighborhood who got their R&M and learned how to perp. There is somebody out there on this group of gang stalkers through all, like, mimicking me, topping me, doing a misdirect of my productive work and honor, using nano thievery or R&M to derive my content. And then, like, there's this whole criminal group of gang stalkers that's like doing satanic repeaters and suggesters and all the misdirection, mimicry. I don't mind the satanic mocking much, but I guess they're involved in that. I don't experience it, but it's false. Everything here is false. First of all, I'm not God. Second of all, like, escaping this voice of God, but it's really Satanism stuff, is what I'm talking about out those Swiss cheese holes. And so, like, what they're trying to do through sleight of hand, misdirection, black magic, and having foot soldiers to coerce communities is that I am me and I do this like during the day or whatnot. And they have somebody who mimics me, steals credit for my work, has for, at least 3 years, is a satanic top, says it's my God. It's not. Misdirects all of their Satanism onto me with like satanic disrespect, trying to convince people I'm Satanism or Satan as a TI. And then this whole thing is like one TI distraction, boom, from 1.5 million American TI right now out of 247,000 that are tortured TIs who've already been through Lake of Fire, Body and Mind. I have for 15 years. I've already been left behind, if that, I mean, in a Christian analogy, for 15 years. And there really is no heaven, is my understanding. You get some of these same mind control, manipulation techniques, coerced, conned, and after watching a life movie at the soul recycling station at the moon, and then your memory wiped and you're forced back here. This group of gang stalkers, and I'll continue to try and explain their Satanism, among other things, tried to block me disseminating the little bit I could individually information about the Black Swiss cheese hole exits. They're trying to keep you here. Hardened criminals using the voice of a small kid to try and be more palatable, day in, day out, using satanic repeaters and suggesters. And they are real people on electromagnetic form headgear, passed out at their homes, who are up 24/7. They never sleep. They're here all day long. And that's who thinks they are, through all of this Satanism, stealing the God of the Mormon. I'm not God, I'm not Mormon, that's a false religion. So is Jehovah's Witnesses. Then they made Christianity a false religion too. When you're under mind control, if you're like really into Jesus, they'll float out an image of Jesus from you in front of you on the way into that false white light of reincarnation. And they'll flood your body with sensations of love you normally can't feel without like brain-computer interface or other falsehoods or manipulations. And then in those moments, like after death, use that to manipulate you into going into the white tunnel for reincarnation. I've already had the sensory experience of that bullshit alive. Like, I am prepared better than most to exit a solar system where I've lost my mortal body. I'm still under mind control, and they're doing things like having instant recall of what I'm thinking and then moments of my life. I mean, they'll throw up your mom. They're like pleading with you, like, don't go. And it's really not your fucking mom. And I've had experience with that, with electromagnetic form perpetrating in life already. Like, I'll be better prepared than most to get out of this fucking shithole we call Earth. Okay, I'm approaching like 15 minutes. Let me wrap this up. Satanic repeaters and suggesters. Repetition's one of the more tried and true, unfortunately, forms of mind control. Satanic mimicry. They're using like virtual drives to steal my data and like impress the electromagnetic form Satanists. Satanic mocking is not such a big deal for me. Satanic topping, anything in and out of this parasitical relationship with my brain-computer interface. An EMF gang stalker, a reptilian, fucking Lance Burton, the moon, like all that shit. On the television, in gang stalking, anywhere. Anything that's ever said it's my God is a fucking liar, fraud, con, and coward. And even some in this gang were calling him out, like somebody that was going around trying to say it was my God based on an EMF idiot who got his headgear, who's mimicking me. And at the same time, they loaded satanic disrespect onto me for 3 years. And I'm able to explain the Satanism some as a victim, not a perpetrator. They're convinced that there's no repercussions for this Satanism and that after they die, there's nothing after death, is some of the information they've been told on the perpetrator side, these hardened criminals. So I'll let this go. It's approaching 15 minutes. Good morning, West Coast. It's mid middle of April. I'm still alive, and 15-year midlife crisis sort of done. I think I'm going to make it to 70 or 80 and look forward to it. Have a good one.